Today's video is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/MagzTV, or click the link in the video description down below. G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to the cold waters of the Norwegian Sea, and welcome back aboard the USS Boston. And today we have a rather special mission. In the past we've been tasked with patrols to try and attempt to stop Spetsnaz forces from being able to get into Allied countries or NATO countries during this war. This time we've got a mission that is actually the reverse. And it is looking like Sierra 1 is a Victor 1. Very nice. We'll see if we can get what Sierra 2 is. And that signature looks very familiar. Yep, that is definitely a November. So, this is looking good. So that's November. What is Sierra 3? That's only faint, but I'm pretty sure I know what that is too. It looks like an Alpha. Yep, that's an Alpha. Alright, so Sierra 3 is an Alpha. That's... well, it could be worse. There's no Sierra here. So anyways, as I was saying, today's mission is sort of the reverse of what we've had to do in the past. In the past, we've had to hunt down submarines that were attempting to infiltrate NATO-controlled countries with Spetsnaz operatives. And this particular mission, the country's already been infiltrated. The task force was detected during their extraction and are currently trying to make their way back to the Soviet Union, and we cannot let that happen. So if I had to make a guess here, I would say the November is the odd submarine out, and it is likely the submarine that will be carrying our objective. The Victor 1 and the Alpha are likely escorts. Now, we were sort of in a perfect position to intercept this particular wolf pack, I guess is the best way to describe it, as they were heading back to the Soviet Union. So we only entered the zone at 5 knots, close to the surface, but at 5 knots. So we will not have been detected at all at this point. They'll have absolutely no idea we're here, which is a good thing because we actually don't have a huge amount to work with here. We don't have a surface duct, we do not have a thermal layer, we do have some deep water to work with, but we only have 75 decibels of ambient noise. Basically, this is both good news and bad. It means picking up these submarines was always going to be easy because there's nothing for them to hide behind, and it's very quiet, and Soviet submarines as a general rule are relatively loud, at least in comparison to their NATO counterparts. The catch here is that once the engagement starts, I'm not going to have anything that I can hide my submarine in, and they are going to go to active sonar, and they will locate me very, very, very quickly. I could try and do a hit and run, but the problem is that the Alpha is faster than the 688, so it will just run me down. I can probably outrun the Victor, and killing the November is not going to be an issue, especially with how close it is. Although that could be a false contact. We are 59% on the Alpha, so it's probably 60 now. It's probably where it says it is. We only have 33 on the November. Getting a good solution, 61% on the Alpha. %, on the Alpha, so okay, that's working out fine. The November is deaf as a doornail, 34% solution. We should be able to, it's loud, it's noisy, we should be able to hear it better than that at this range, so I don't think it is actually where it says it is on that map. Not with a 34% solution at that range. At 7.3 kiloyards, I should be able to hear the crew breathing through the hull. You see, at this range, just looking at it, we've got -4 on active, but 5 on passive. They should actually be able to hear me right now, so that cannot be the correct location. If they were this close right now, they would actually be able to hear me because the ambient noise in the water is so low. So that November is not where it says it is. It can't be. But I'll rig the ship for silent anyway. We can finish off our starboard turn. I was just turning the Boston towards the north. We need to turn it a little bit more, so yeah, 15 should do it. Just gentle turn as we decelerate down to silent running speeds, down to 5 knots. And that'll do it, I think. There we go, rudder to 0. We're not quite pointing straight north, but this should be good enough. Basically what I'm trying to do is turn the submarine towards the north, so my towed sonar array can run at near on or close to 90 degrees from my submarine's long axis to the targets. The idea that will give it the best ability to actually pick up, and the towed sonar array will hear things better than my passive sonar in the 688 itself can. It's not worked so far. We're down to a 30% solution on this November. We're at 60% on the Alpha, which is good. 61 now. 61 on the Alpha. 62 now. I may need to turn the Boston just a little bit further north. Still, yeah, only 30% on the November. Alright, so we'll give it a full 30. That worked. We've just picked up the Victor 1. 62% solution on both the Alpha and the Victor 1, and we're up to 38 on the November, so that has worked nicely. Alright, at this point I think we'll straighten her out, so rudder to 0. %, so we've dropped slightly on November. Come on, we should be able to hear you clearer than anything else. Victor's on 66, 63. November's getting way too close at this point. 6.1 kiloyards. %, and stable. Come on, November, reveal yourself to me. I know you want to. 71% on the Victor 1, still 65% on the Alpha. Victor here appears to be heading north as well. This is truly insane. 73 on the Victor now. Still only 36 on the November, and it's down to 6 kiloyards. 5.9 now. Okay, I've got to know. How loud is this thing? Where is the November? Where is the November? Oh, the Alpha's 152 in the water, so I should be able to hear it better. That's obviously at maximum noise. November SSN, 160 decibel in the water. This thing is definitely a November, but I just cannot hear it at 5 knots. I should be able to hear everything on this ship right now. Victor's just jumped up to 79. And by now that November is smack bang in the range, or the sight range, of my towed sonar, so I should be able to see it. Okay, so at this point I have a couple of options available to me. I could go active on my sonar. That would give me full solutions on all 3 of these targets all at once, but would give all 3 of these submarines a full solution on me as well. The November will probably try and run. The Victor and the Alpha will spit out every torpedo they got in their tubes in my general direction, so not the wisest idea. I could increase speed, 74 on the Alpha. I could increase speed and let them detect me and hope that they speed up as well. But I've nearly got the Alpha and the Victor detected. It's just this November that's the issue. could... oh, that'd work. My MOS is loaded into tube 3. So it's on the right hand side of my submarine. If I fire that MOS... yeah. 77. Alright, so this is what I'm going to do. All three of my torpedoes are set to use active sonar. I'm going to fire my MOS, which is from my right hand tube, so they won't detect the launch transient. They'll just detect the MOS doing what the MOS does, pretending to be a submarine. If I fire that directly through the center of this group of submarines, the November should crap itself and immediately go to flank speed as soon as it hears the cavitation from the MOS, which will reveal its location. The Alpha and the Victor should bead in on the MOS rather than on me, and then I'll be able to fire 3 torpedoes, 1 salvo, at all 3 targets at the same time. With a little bit of luck, we're getting a little bit more of a solution on the November. The Victor's turned away though. I don't want the Victor to go too far away here. There we go. I'm just over 61% on the November. $81 on the Alpha. 67 on the Victor. Victor's now the lowest. Do I fire torpedoes at the current solutions, or do I try and... nah, we're gonna go with the MOS. We'll go with the MOS. Alright. Straight through the center. Firing tube 3. MOS is away, reloading. Give it a couple of seconds while I stay quiet and see exactly what they all do. Alpha's at 79. 74 on the November, it's still at 5 knots. Is it 70? Come on, you should be able to hear that. Second MOS is now ready. November's at 81. Still only holding 5 knots. That's interesting. They're not reacting. Why are you not reacting? Come on, Victor, turn back. The Alpha looks like it's reacting. It's changing its course. The November's just jumped position. It's gone to 95. It's accelerating. Yep, the November has now heard it. November's now at 10 knots. Alright. Tube 4. Fish away. Now from that position, again, the November shouldn't have heard that launch transient, so it shouldn't... Apparently you've got to get that close to be able to hear the... What did I do? Oh, god damn it, I clicked off the map. That was stupid. Hang on. Problem with doing it live. And it looks like the November heard the torpedo, it's now changing course. Or either that or it's turning against the MOS. Yeah, my stupid misclick may have actually just revealed the fact that I have a torpedo in the water going for her. But that's alright, the wire hasn't broken, so I've managed to steer that one back. And we have solution on the Alpha. Torpedo 1. And torpedo is now away. And we have solution on the Victor 1. It's heard it and increased its speed. So, torpedo tube 2 firing. Right, 3 Mark 48s in the water. We are just going to hold course and speed at this point. I'm not going to do a damn thing. And there's the Alpha cavitating, so it's just realised the torpedo's coming in, so it's starting to manoeuvre. And there's the torpedo gone active. It is the one sent at the November. November has been acquired. Looks like the Victor 1 hasn't reacted to the torpedo yet. It's still heading on course. Yeah, this poor November has no chance. Torpedo 1 heading for the Alpha has not gone live just yet. Alpha definitely knows it's coming though. It looks like it's gone to flank speed, trying to outrun it. And there's the countermeasure. So we're just going to manually guide this torpedo around a little here. Cut it back. Cut inside the November. November's been eliminated. I reckon that was the objective submarine, if I was to make a guess. Torpedo 1 has gone active and has acquired the Alpha. And Torpedo 2 is just about to go live. We're going to change its course a little on the wire. And it seems the Victor has reacted and it's accelerated. So that torpedo is going to need, yeah, that should be enough to make it intercept now. Now the Alpha is going to be fun. Still got enough life left in the torpedo before it self-destructs. The Alpha can do over 40 knots, and the Mark 48 does a bit over 50. So the rate of closing between a flank Alpha and a torpedo is not all that high. If it can run for long enough and maneuver and delay enough, they can actually outlast the torpedoes. And it looks like Torpedo 2 has gone live and it's acquired the Victor 1. No guidance needed. So that's November and the Victor 1 down, just the Alpha left to go, and there is the countermeasure. Torpedo turning to avoid the countermeasure. Looks like the Alpha is trying to form a knuckle, or prepping itself to form a knuckle here. Control of this torpedo. 3 minutes and 53 seconds remaining on the life of the torpedo. That should be more than enough. Under manual control, running parallel. Looks like the Alpha's going to try and bank it around hard. God, that thing honks. I really am going to have to take the Alpha out for a spin again, but not this one because, boom, impact. Kill 3. All targets eliminated. So, the mission results. We encountered 3 enemy submarines, 1 Victim 1, 1 November and 1 Alpha. All 3 were sunk. We're down to 12 Mark 48 torpedoes, 4 Moss, and 6 Harpoon anti-ship missiles. No systems damage, in fact not a single shot fired in our direction. I think between the Moss we fired and then the sudden spread of torpedoes, our enemies didn't actually have a chance to identify our location. They had too much noise coming in and were too busy evading the incoming fire, so that worked out really, really well in our favour. There was just one small problem. Good job, but this was not your mission objective. Anyways, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed the video and thank you very much for watching. I am going to have to wrap up this campaign sometime soon. I think I'm going to have to make a push to finish it up because I really want to get the 1968 campaign done. The 688 is great fun to drive out, but once you start learning the mechanics of the game, it's very easy to dominate the Soviet submarines, where in the 1968 campaign, NATO submarines by their very nature are actually inferior to the Soviet ones, so things are significantly more difficult. Anyways, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed the video and thank you very much for watching. As always, if you would like to check out my sponsor for the channel, Audible, link is in the video description down below for a free 30-day trial and a free audiobook of your choice. And if you'd like to help support the channel directly, links to my Patreon are in the video description as well. Until next time, click that like button, subscribe if you want to see more, and as always, dive smart, dive safe, and I'll catch you in the depths.